KFMA just tweeted the very first pic of Irina Ivanova, August Playmate, who was just in studio, to at Fook Show to get them hot. That's Dan Gibson's open. Hi, Dan. Can you hear me, dude? Oh, sorry about that. You were on hold.
Oh, that's all right.
Hey, buddy.
Everybody's leaving now to go look at the picture. You really screwed me over on that one, Fook.
There's zero I could do about it, dude. I actually asked Dan, because Dan and I have never met face-to-face. I said, hey, man, you want to come in studio and actually and meet here? And he goes, no, I prefer to remain married.
Yeah, it's a trade-off I'm willing to make in this case.
Let's talk about the Sonoran hot dog wars, which is hilarious just to say, but it's actually going on, and it's really, really serious.
Yeah.
With big money involved. What happened? What was the story that broke?
Well, you generally have this, there's El Gordo Caniello, who are obviously the most famous makers of Sonoran hot dogs. They're on the TV, they're everywhere. And then there's essentially everyone else. I mean, it's sort of BK's is that next level, but there's a lot of places that are, making these Sonoran hot dogs, and a lot of them are really good. But they're not going to match up to El Gordo Caniello. So, this one guy who owns Mr. Antojo, my Spanish is terrible.
Oh, your accent is just so lovely to listen to.
I'm sure it is. He owns a place on 22nd and Pantano, which is it's a decent Sonoran hot dog place. But once
just doesn't have the cachet of the original.
No, right. And once El Gordo Caniello opened a location on the east side, I mean, essentially every other hot dog place is screwed. Because people are going to go to the big star. No one cares about a cart on the corner anymore. So apparently this guy, allegedly, to give the caveat, got the bright idea that he was going to make up for that by threatening to harm the Daniel Contreras, the owner of El Gordo Caniello, in some way, and wanted a giant bag full of money, $600,000.
How I had no idea. Like, that sounds like some sort of national corporate payoff. Like, if you were trying to bribe an executive from Oscar Mayer,
right,
you'd pay him $600,000. Something on a national scale, not just a war between two Tucson hot dog places.
Yeah,
doesn't it seem like a lot of money?
Yeah, I imagine El Gordo Caniello does great. I don't think probably they have $600,000 sitting around. I mean, new locations. Busy all the time, but I mean, it seems like a lot of money to ask. But this guy Sabori, Eduardo Sabori, owns Mr. Antojo. He's a shady dude anyway. He puts nacho cheese on his Sonoran hot dogs, which I think is illegal.
This is one of my favorite parts of the story, because in last year's taste test that he did, he was. And I quote from the article, he was forced to defend his use of nacho cheese.
He should have to defend that. It's wrong. It's just not right. He's buying this stuff in a can and lathering it on there. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. First of all, that was in the Star, though, and any of their taste tests are shady by the fact that they're the Star and know nothing.
Okay, we're talking with Daniel Gibson, who is obviously slanted to where he works at the Tucson Weekly.
Number one!
So he tries the competitor tries to bribe with $600,000, and what happens?
Well, they instead, I guess, Daniel Contreras did the right thing and called the cops in this case, and they put out of the worst sort of CSI Law and Order moment ever, just put a bag full of rocks or something in the dumpster they were supposed to meet at. And Mr. Antojo takes the weighted bag that does not, in fact, have money in it, and is taken away by the feds.
It would have been really nice if they had ironically filled it with nacho cheese.
They should have cans of nacho cheese. That'd show him. Show him good for being a criminal and a terrible Sonoran hot dog maker.
I'm just thinking of a bag of nacho cheese. But they caught him. This sounds like a very, very bad way to execute an extortion. He showed up himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't have some sort of mark working for him or anything. Has this guy not seen The Wire? I mean, come on. Study up before you try to do something like this.
So has Contreras made a statement saying, glad this is over. Gee, that was all kind of really an exercise in stupidity, and my hot dogs are still awesome?
No, he's laying low for right now, it seems, which, he's a super nice guy. Gave me a pen the last time I was in there, and I could always use a pen.
Very cool. I'm just really excited that this kind of espionage is going on in the hot dog world. And I mean, you know what? Even if you didn't have $600,000 lying around, there's obviously a lot more money in hot dogs than I think, or anybody realized.
We made the mistake of going into media, you and I, Fook.
Yeah,
we should have gone into hot dogs.
I'm still kind of into nacho cheese. Dan, thank you so much. Dan Gibson from the Tucson Weekly, ladies and gentlemen. KFMA.